which is why this one has a lot of mess ups in it, but it's still good.
Oh, I'm gonna finish my story since Tess is back.
Oh yeah.
So you're talking about the guy breaking up on the podcast, right? Boom.
Yeah, it was.
I'm
it was
running
bad.
the bog, whatever, instance, 5 minutes. Underbog. That was it. Underbog.
Yeah.
I was running Underbog, and I never will forget my tank's name. His name was Thumper Slayer. Was his name.
Excellent.
And he was a middle-aged guy, and he would get drunk as shit. And it was so much fun. The more we played, the more drunk he got, the more fun it was to heal, the group. So we're in.
Because otherwise it's just easy, and once he gets smashed, he's just like running into every mob.
Tess, hey, healing in BC was not easy.
No, it wasn't.
At least initially it wasn't easy. So we're running Underbog, and about halfway through, that dungeon, like when you wipe, you have to run your ass all the way back down.
Right.
It took like 10 minutes to run back to the spot.
Yeah.
This is before they put those little spawn points throughout the dungeons. So we're going down in Underbogs, and he's getting drunk. All of a sudden, we pull this boss about halfway through the dungeon, and he goes over TeamSpeak. He's like, and I hear this, like this. I'm like, what the hell? And he kind of veers off, and he runs off this cliff and falls into the bottom of the. I'm like, what a dick move, dude. Learn how to tank. I'm saying this to him. And
did he have like a heart attack? He's like,
or actually, my name was Tom Aquinas at that point because I played a priest.
Right.
He's like, Tom. And he's in his chest. I'm like, holy shit. Our tank is freaking having a heart attack. His headset hits the ground, right? Silence.
Oh my God.
We're like all sitting there, like the rest of the four of us are like, what the fuck just happened? We're sitting there like just petrified. Like everyone's dying. No one's trying to kill shit or heal shit. We're just sitting there, right? Like 2 tense minutes go by. His wife picks up the headset.
Oh,
hello? And we're like, hey, is Thumper? We don't know his real name. We're like, is Thumper Slayer okay?
Can Thumper Slayer keep tanking?
It's just like, I've called the ambulance. He's not responsive. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, my God.
He lives, but the fucking guy had a heart attack in the middle of
Oh, my God.
Okay, hold on. It gets better.
Oh, my
Ambulance is coming and all this stuff, and we're still in TeamSpeak, right? He's like, hey, guys, sorry I can't finish the dungeon. I'm like, dude, it's okay, man. Go get your shit taken care of. It'll be fine. But that's how hardcore of a WoW player.
He's like, I'm still good, guys. I'm going to have them bring the mouse along.
Someone just give me some aspirin. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
This is back when we had, back in BC, you guys probably remember, like, there was established raid teams. Like, people knew you across the server. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people, I miss that time, man, where people, this is before LFG and cross server and all that shit. And he came back, and I remember him, like, pleading this case, like, man, I want my main tank spot on raid team 2. I'm going to be good. Like, my doctors put me on good
I'm on medicine. I got some blood thinners. I'm good to go.
Dude.
Like,
whatever you do, don't lose my spot. Save it. Sorry, you guys wiped. It's my bad.
I mean, he was like really explaining everything.
Okay, my story isn't nearly as good as somebody having a fucking heart attack in the middle.
No. I don't think you could ever top that, ever.
But, okay, one of my favorites, again, BC. I was in this awesome guild. It was called like Phoenix Rising or something like that. It was a great guild. I loved it. It was the pinnacle of my raiding, awesome time. That's when I got you in. I got you in, and remember you would run with us, and that was that guild when I was like raid leading.
So you
and all
pulled
that stuff.
Boom in BC. Yeah. Is that when you came in, Boom? Is during
like
Burning
right
Crusade?
At the end,
yeah,
BC.
I came in. I actually owned the game though. I owned the vanilla WoW that I had just got, but I'd only got to like level 10.
Gotcha.
So I really hadn't even played. I didn't even understand it, and then she got me into it in BC.
Yeah. To the point where I remember I was running him through like not Strathholm. What's the dungeon in not Lion's Arch? Gosh, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, what's the dungeon in Lion's Arch?
Stockades.
Yeah, the Stockades.
I go to run him through Stockades, and even at his level, man, he's and you know how the pulling thing is, and I'm like multi, high level, and I'm running him through this. But even then, it was like almost impossible for me to keep anything off him to the point. Yeah, it was just so hard. I was like, and he was dying like every 3 steps. And I'm like, you should not be dying. I was like, let me inspect you. Graze, all graze. That he had bought from like vendors.
Oh God.
I don't even know that I bought anything. I'm looking. I didn't even know how to equip stuff.
And so I was like, come with me to the auction house. I'm going to buy you.
It made all the difference, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds funny, Tess, but I'm going to tell you something. I miss that. I miss being naive in MMOs.
I love that but we still have kind of that level right now in Guild Wars. Like where we still have those noob moments. We're like, oh, oops, But okay, so my story isn't nearly as awesome as a guy having a heart attack. But I'm sitting here and I'm raid leading. And so I was like this, like the third or fourth person down from the top of the guild. The two head guildies were dating.
Oh, that's always a mixture for disaster right there.
It was at the same time the most uncomfortable, but the most entertaining. I was like popcorn, because they're running their other. We would do Kara races. So
I miss the Kara races.
Group 1 they did, and then Group 2 that I did with some other people. We would do races, and so one night our group finishes, and I jump into the other TeamSpeak channel to be like, "Suck it, we win," and I jump in to screaming. Like they are screaming at each other, and like extremely personal things, like bedroom things.
Oh wow! Oh,
and I'm going,
what they lived close enough to each other to do that type of thing.
Well, they were obviously had gotten into a fight, having to do something earlier.
But how were they like that close to each other?
Well, they were like gaming, right? But TeamSpeak was still on. So they were in the middle of a full-blown relationship-ending fight.
That's awesome.
And it was all over TeamSpeak. And it started to get super personal. Like at first it wasn't that, but then it went like way far. But that was the same group that I confused TeamSpeak push to talk. And remember when they had the in-game push to talk?
Right.
Yes. Awful. God.
And I'm in a group with like some pug. It was like half our guild and half pug, and I'm getting pissed and pissed and pissed, and I'm in TeamSpeak, and I confused them, and I'm just ripping the group a new asshole. Like these fucking idiots, they don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm totally in in-game chat. Like
no.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
That's where they used to make fun of me. Or what was it? It wasn't craptastic. What did I say? Boom. Do you remember? Because Nick used to give me shit for it all the time.
He used to. I don't remember
something
that.
tastic. I was like, this.
I would have been so noob. I would have just been like not paying attention. I'd have been like, what happened now?
Tastic.
I was too busy trying to figure out how to walk straight and not
piss-tastic or something like that. I said something. This group is piss-tastic or something like that. And so then the entire group or the entire guild for the rest was like, is this a piss-tastic night test? I'm like, sure.
That's great.
But back then, the thing I miss most about MMOs back in the day is having a community on a shard or server. Where, like, when I logged into a server back before LFG, and I would say, holy priest, looking for heroic 5 minutes, okay? And people be like, fucking Tom, fuck yeah, man, we had Tom to come in and get us heals.
World.
They knew me, like people on not just in my guild, but people on the whole server knew me. Like, yeah, I've run with Tom before. Bring him into the 5-man. Let's go do Kara. Let's go do this. That's what I miss. And whenever they had the LFGs and the cross realm shit, it just ruined that.
Yeah, that goes away.
And when that happened, I remember thinking, man, we really have to be careful in MMOs what we wish for.
Right.
Because sometimes you get it and it ruins the experience. And it seems like we've repeated. I don't mean I'm not talking about Guild Wars 2, but just MMO genre in general. It seems like we have repeated that same mistake over and over and over. It's like, hey, let's make this easier. Let's do this. Let's have LFG. Let's have looking for raid. And every time they do that, it's always like, man, it made it worse. In my opinion, that's just my perspective.
Yeah, I get why they did it though. I mean, they're trying to adapt. I get all of this.
Well, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago.
No.
You know, in terms of time and.
No, I think Guild Wars has got the right balance, actually, to be honest, for me, because I do feel like there's modes that I can do with whatever time I have. So this week I PvP'd because I was like, I have like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'll go in there, I'll get a match done, go do something else, and that's all I had.